It's not uncommon for an indie studio to be swallowed by a large AAA publisher after a successful game. EA has a long list of killing studios after buying them if they don't perform well enough, but today we're not talking about EA, which is kinda surprising. We're talking about Take-Two Interactive, the publisher for giant IPs such as Borderlands, Red Dead Redemption, and Grand Theft Auto. Well, apparently a branch of Take-Two Private Division, who handled the publishing of the amazing Outer Worlds, did an EA with a small studio called Star Theory Games. If you haven't heard of them, I wouldn't be surprised. They made titles like Monday Night Combat and Planetary Annihilation. I actually did play Monday Night Combat. It's a quirky hero-based shooter similar to Bleeding Edge, but only with smaller arenas. Well, according to an article from Jason Schreier from Bloomberg, he used to work for Kotaku, employees at Star Theory received a recruitment message on LinkedIn on December 6th of last year from Michael Cook, an executive from Private Division, explaining not only was the company pulling support for the sequel to Kerbal Space Program, but they wanted staffers to join the new studio funded by Take-Two called Intercept, which is just an ironic name for this entire situation. The LinkedIn message went on to say Take-Two was setting up a new studio to keep working on the same game Star Theory had been developing, a sequel to the cult classic Kerbal Space Program. Take-Two was looking to hire all of Star Theory's development staff to make that happen. We are offering a compensation package that includes a cash sign-on bonus, an excellent salary, bonus eligibility, and other benefits, Cook wrote. According to the article, founders Bob Berry and Jonathan Maber, I hope I'm saying that right, had discussions with Take-Two about selling the company, but the publisher was dissatisfied with the terms and canceled the project, which was a shock considering the game's development was progressing well enough according to the people who worked on the project, as written in the article. However, the article noted that Star Theory's only source of revenue was this project and Take-Two Interactive. The founders attempted to keep their staff going according to the anonymous sources. The company started to lose staff members to Take-Two over the course of weeks, including the studio head and creative director. When the pandemic started and the quarantine procedures were starting to be implemented across the world, the company went under. According to the article, 3 of Star Theory's leaders, Jeremy Albitz, the studio head Nate Simpson, and the creative director Nate Robinson, the lead producer, departed for Take-Two's new studio immediately. Other staff mulled whether to go, torn between leaving and abandoning their colleagues or staying and risking their livelihoods, they said. One employee who acts not to be identified said they felt a mix of confusion and fury, adding that they've never been put in this type of position. 12 of the 30 Star Theory's employees took Take-Two's offer, and the rest tried to save the studio. The remaining staff would attempt to pitch new ideas, develop prototypes, and attempt to secure a publisher at GDC 2020, according to Schreier's sources. However, the pandemic started, and GDC, along with all major public events, were cancelled. Now, it's unclear if the situation is Take-Two basically destroying an entire company, but that's what it looks like. Take-Two is a massive company that publishes some of the biggest games in entertainment. Heck, Grand Theft Auto 5 isn't just one of the most successful games in history, it's one of the most profitable entertainment product of all time. Entertainment in general. It's entirely possible that Star Theory asked for more than Take-Two was willing to give, or that negotiations fell through. After all, we are getting one side of the story. However, AAA publishers have a notorious history of doing this. Like I said, EA is one of the largest studios to have a big kill record in gaming. That being said, AAA publishers are often the only way these indie studios have a chance of succeeding. Let's take one example and use a AAA development studio as an example of self-publishing a game. Recently, Platinum Games decided to self-publish the remaster of The Wonderful 101 to a success, thanks to crowdfunding and their name carrying a lot of weight. Attempting to go the route of being self-published entirely, even a AAA development studio such as Platinum Games doesn't have the resources to self-publish their products without significantly more capital despite their already incredible name. And that's a AAA development studio who are known for incredible titles such as Metal Gear Rising, Bayonetta, Vanquish, Astral Chain, one of my favorite games to come out this generation, and they had a difficult time trying to self-publish without significantly a lot of capital that they got from their fans. One of the biggest hurdles indie studios have to deal with is just being seen, which is incredibly hard when you don't have those big marketing dollars that AAA publishers provide. In the end, no matter how good you think your relationship is with a AAA publisher, at any time they can bury you. You can develop a stable relationship and grow together, but remember, one needs the other more, and it's not the company with billions of dollars. I am sad to see that this company that seems to be developed by a large amount of people who really cared about video games and making great titles. Like I said, Monday Night Combat was a game I did play, and despite the game going under, it was fun and polished. But of course, maybe Take-Two just wasn't happy with their relationship and just decided to literally take a sledgehammer to the studio, which just makes them seem just as insidious. But I doubt they'll care. After all, like I said, this company is a multi-billion-dollar company with some of the biggest IPs in entertainment. Not gaming, just in general, entertainment.